Okay, so I had technical difficulties and you guys missed out on me eating trying able skewers for the first time in my entire life. They were really good and I liked them, by the way. So we're gonna react to the Ghoul Boys in my hometown of Solvang. Now, here's a little factoid that I didn't get into. A serial killer grew up here in Solvang. Google Thor Christensen. So let's get on with the reaction. 3, 2, 1, play.
The world is weird and or wonderful, and I'm taking my curious.
Okay, so storks are considered a fertility symbol, and they also roosted on the top of Danish people's houses, and and my brain is farting right now. Sorry.
Solvang, California, home of
That street you just saw, Copenhagen, is now closed. Is now closed down as an outdoor dining area for restaurants because of COVID.
Supple bosom of Southern California, walking through its bakery-riddled streets, it's easy to feel like you're half a world away. Before we jump into the
And that's the Overhoy. When you go to the Overhoy, you have to remember to be quiet there because it isn't a residential neighborhood.
Very big day in town. My colleague and I sat down with Solvang Mayor Ryan Toussaint at the Elverhage Museum of History and Art. Are you from around here, or did you move here? How did you come to know this city and furthermore become the mayor of it?
Well, I was born and raised here in the valley. So I used to live in Buellton. When I turned 18, I bought a home here in Solvang. Turned out there was a lot of unpermitted stuff that was done in it by the prior owners, which led to me having to fix a lot of situations, which then got me involved with the city.
Were there like bodies in the walls or something?
And, no bodies in the walls. There were some interesting things in the walls and some interesting electrical work.
Did you get very?
I want to know what was in the walls.
And codes, is that
Very
how it-
fast.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
So you were like, well, I know it all. I might as well now.
Yep.
You know, there's snakes in the walls in London.
What? What was beguiling to you about Solvang?
You know, we have the old world kind of Danish.
That used to be the original Nielsen's store.
Type features.
So if
A grocery store.
Completely unaware of Solvang, what am I doing in town?
You definitely want to eat an Able Skeever while you're here. That's.
I ate 2 of them.
Tell us about those.
They were homemade, sort of.
It's almost like.
I made them at Hidden Wings.
Is it local to here, or is it a Danish thing? Because I didn't see those in Copenhagen.
Yeah, it is. But I
Subtle
think
flex there, that was good.
to my understanding, over there, it's probably more of a seasonal thing.
This guy loves to eat.
There you
I do
go.
love to eat. I love to eat till I can't breathe anymore.
It's a problem.
No, it's not.
What's unique is we have generally about 3 women.
Looks like he has sugar on his shirt.
You can go wine tasting in, basically.
This guy loves.
Looks like it's probably more of one now anymore
It's not.
because one of the windmills that they went into at the end of this episode,
Meander around the town. Look at their
it's a children's store now.
We love meandering.
So you might be very entertained to rent one of our mokes and use a moke to.
By the way, we got escape rooms.
Blokes on a moke. That'd be good.
I like that.
I call them mini jeeps.
Well, thank you for the warm welcome to your town. I think we're gonna hit the streets and really just start to explore.
Yeah.
I can't thank you enough, Mr. Mayor. It's been a pleasure.
It's been a pleasure.
Thank you so much, Mr. Mayor.
The mayor! Can you believe it? Wow, nice guy.
That was built by someone who used to work for Disney. We've had a few people like in the early days of the town work for Disney. And also, the Elverhoy was built by an artist, and he donated to the city after his death as a museum.
Is Abelskever, and it's a Danish pancake ball, and in Denmark they serve them at Christmas. In Solvang, you can have them every day.
How many of these bad boys do people generally put down in one sitting?
Kind of makes sense because we got a store here called Yule House, which is an annoying year-round Christmas store. I'm obviously a Halloween girl.
All right, how far we can get them.
Let me get that for you.
Thanks, Jeff. hope these are yummy. What are you expecting out of these?
I'm expecting them to fill my stomach. Is what I'm expecting. It doesn't matter. Oh, look at those.
All right, these are.
Here's an important tip. Cut them in half before you put them in your face hole.
Good question. So you cook it on top of the stove. You pour your batter to the edge, and then use the knitting needle to turn quarter.
Or like little
You let it cook a little.
kebab skewer.
Different direction, and turn it 4 quarter turns till they're round. And we top it with our house-made raspberry jam.
I ate them with Nutella and strawberry jam. And we put sugar on them before we put the jam, before dipping the jam and stuff.
When they were traveling the world, they would take their shields that were all dented from the warfare, and they would try to cook pancakes on it.
They nailed it.
That's amazing.
They nailed it.
I did not expect that to come from that. That's crazy.
Just so you guys know, there is some lag in the video that I'm currently watching, so there might be some lag in the out.
Recommend bites.
Be adventurous.
Let's shove this juicy ball in my mouth.
That means cheers or something in Viking.
Skull.
That's why you gotta cut them in half.
I'm sorry I tortured you by making you eat it all at once.
That was very good. Why does it make me sound
Sounds
like
like
Bane?
it sounds like Bane trapped in a well.
This is a very good pastry.
He looks kinda annoyed with them, to be honest.
Just let him know.
I thought it was great.
Oh, she did not want to be on
Well
camera.
done.
You probably recommend smaller bites then?
I think so. I think maybe.
No way.
Oh my gosh.
Honestly, this gives me the fuel that I need to explore this town.
Wow.
And now, it goes great with a cup of coffee, I'll tell you.
They are golf ball
I
sized.
wanna thank you
Also,
for
we got a
these
golf course
golf
nearby.
pastries and
Hey, you're welcome.
starting our day off right.
Okay.
Only up from here. Let's do it.
Yeah, it's one of our primary food sources, our primary things that we make.
We are not on camera. We are eating more pastries. It is simply what is done here. With that in mind, who better to show us around town than
It's kind of a trend for people to put their kids in a giant shoe and take pictures of their kid in a giant shoe.
From the mayor, who is a charming man. Do you know him, Mr.
You see that building behind the baker?
Cool guy. Cool
That was the bank,
About the history of the
but
town.
it is now a museum, store,
More,
a museum, a jewelry store,
In 1911, this was
and
Solvang kind of established
a
as
toy store,
town or community.
a shoe store, and a restaurant all in one. The restaurant is called the Sausage
A little
Garden.
bit different than a regular, typical Southern California.
It's weird when you grow up in the suburbs.
You can
and
get like a pint of beer there.
Similar.
And they got some damn good fries.
Is sort of fun to look at.
Not mean out of corn or whatever you.
That building's still for lease.
Come on now. It was it's a good, respectable town, Schaumburg, Illinois.
All that walking made me hungry for some history.
Well, I think we're in luck.
This is Hans Christian Andersen's museum.
Who's Hans Christian Andersen?
Yeah, and Frozen.
Little Mermaid, my dude.
The Little Mermaid.
Yes.
This guy's the.
So he wrote. Hans Christian Andersen allegedly wrote the Little Mermaid after getting his heart broken by another guy.
Anniversary.
Oh,
this
happy
year.
birthday.
So yeah, Hans Christian Andersen might have actually been bisexual in nowadays terms.
It's quite handsy.
Ooh, now that's here what I'm after.
This, the big guy.
That's the guy.
Ryan, think of all the wonderful memories you have with Ariel.
You made it sound creepy.
We also got a giant bust of him in the Solvang park, and I used to think it was Abraham Lincoln when I was little.
He had anything to do with those melodies, but
No, I think the actual story is quite
dark.
dark.
It is.
Is it not? Well, a beloved man. I seen the mermaid statue.
And I heard that people cut off her head 3 times. The statue in Copenhagen.
It is.
And it's
So
quite small.
we actually have one here.
I think people prank
Not as many
our
people.
statue by putting our little fountain by putting bubbles in there.
All that airfare. So this is the lady.
This is actually a replica, and it's about half the size of the one sitting in Copenhagen Harbor in Denmark.
But the thing is, the one in the harbor is further away to begin with.
Correct. You
So
can't
this
walk
basically
up quite
looks
to it. It's a little ways off.
It looks like the same size. Honestly, if you take a photo from
Nope.
the right angle, you could probably convince people you were in Copenhagen.
You need Photoshop too.
Lie about it if you were the kind of person who likes your friends about stuff like that.
I don't think you went to Copenhagen.
Okay, so Chom's is a good place, and they have a little coffee house like right around that corner, where you
You're actually a
and they have very damn good ice blends.
My grandfather started a bakery here in Solvang in 1951.
Oh my gosh.
And then my dad took it over, kind of short story, and then I'm taking it over.
Oh, and those are escape
Since we're
rooms.
Over here on this side of the town. We are across the street from my bakery.
Oh!
There it is. The Donks Dagiri. It's Dansk Bageri Konditori og Cafe.
Well, I hope the pastries are as delightful to eat as it is to say.
And as your company.
Konditori, that's a fun word to say.
Let's go get
Let's go
some
check it out.
pastries. Wow, this is quite an establishment.
Thank you.
This looks great.
The cream puffs are the best.
Metaphors, cream puffs, carrot cake.
You a big cream puff man?
I love cream puffs. I love them, Shane.
All right, I'll get
Oh,
this
yeah.
for you.
Thank you.
Oh my.
There you go.
That looks great.
So that.
I wonder why the Danish
custard
the
filling.
Danish food is called
That is
Danish.
a cream puff that has custard in the bottom, then a little dab of raspberry, and then it's fresh whipped cream. So it's not overly sweet, which is nice.
It's a very good cream puff.
Glad to hear it.
Dude, he has a whole staff.
Robbed you of your time when you're making things like this.
If I had known, I would never have ever asked you to walk around town with us.
No, I appreciate you guys coming over, stopping by, seeing our little town.
I could use a coffee after this.
Well, wouldn't you know it? As if it were planned ahead of time like some sort of meticulously scheduled shoot, my colleague and I happened upon a local beanery where we took a load off for a couple minutes to sit down with local Chelsea to hear more about life in Solvang.
Chelsea, thank you for having us here. We desperately needed this coffee.
Yeah, it gets hot as fuck here.
Coffee on an 85-degree day.
You should have gone with iced coffees.
Oh, this will wash it down really good,
Yeah,
hopefully.
it's gonna be great.
Did you actually grow up in this town?
I am born and raised from the San Ynez Valley.
What kept you here?
I just like it. I love it. It's quiet. I'm 30 minutes from the beach, 30 minutes from the mountains. Wine tasting,
Ooh.
beer tasting.
Ooh. We're toying with the idea of maybe doing a little moke tour. You seen those little cars going around
Oh,
town?
yeah.
I assume they're mostly occupied by tourists.
My guess is. Actually, there's quite a few locals that are trying it out, though. which
A
is
few
nice.
mocals?
That is good. I like that. Cheers to that, buddy. I love that.
Every now and then I get 'em.
That's good.
After this, we're planning on
I wonder why ostrich.
a local ostrich.
Why Ostrich Land was even founded in the first place.
Is it a sign of
Also, I have planned soon to kind of plan on making Ostrich Land in Planet Zoo.
Yeah, they're pretty cool. They're very prehistoric birds.
Did you know an ostrich almost killed Johnny Cash?
How?
It clawed him and tore
Maybe.
open.
Is this a true story?
Yeah,
Wow.
but he got like.
Yeah,
stitches.
ostriches have like 3-inch long
Thank you for
claws.
talking about your town
Hey, you're
and
very
for
welcome.
the Joe. It's
Yes.
incredibly
It's
good.
great. It's great
Good.
bean juice.
Bean juice.
Yes.
I can't wait to tell the Q-grade roaster that you had some delicious bean juice.
I'm sure he'll be
He'll
happy.
be so stoked.
Thank,
Yeah, for sure.
Let him know it's me,
I will.
Shane Midday, who said that.
Shane Madej.
I don't like that one bit. All right, thank you, Chelsea.
Hey, you're very welcome, you guys. I'm glad you guys stopped by.
Always nice to chat over some hot Joe. But now we travel to the outskirts of
Okay, so my story about Ostrich Land.
time to visit
My uncle, he used to work at the Marriott Hotel in Buellton. He was driving home one day after a shift, and he saw the local sheriff trying to catch an ostrich that had apparently got loose.
Landscape is gorgeous.
He doesn't remember telling me that story, but I remember it.
Yeah, no, it's really nice.
So I would not be surprised if an ostrich did get loose.
Real estate for ostriches.
You know, I've heard these birds are terrifying.
Their eyes are bigger than their brains.
They're beautiful. I
I feel
love
like
their
they're
little
my,
eyelashes.
I feel like they're my brethren.
Yeah, it's because you have food in your hand. They're
Also, sometimes my uncle likes to point out, look, the ostriches are fucking, whenever he passes by there to get McDonald's, my weekly McDonald's, and I'm like, dude, you're in your 60s.
Velociraptors.
Stop making the sex jokes.
Velociraptors make?
No.
Yeah, the ostriches are making more ostriches. So what?
Yeah.
Any safety advice here?
We use those bowls to feed our cat,
Hold on.
or smaller versions of them.
Hello. Hello.
the bowl away.
All right, Oscar, this is yours. I'm gonna call you Oscar the Ostrich. Oscar the Ostrich. Yeah. Yeah, buddy, you're hungry.
They look like Muppets.
Oh, you look so happy. You
Yeah,
pretty
yeah.
happy one.
Yeah, oh my God, you really know grace to
Beautiful
this at
babies.
all. Such graceful birds.
They look so appreciative.
very, very graceful.
This is an all-you-can-eat buffet.
This is fun. I could do this all day. What are you chuckling about?
I was doing my hat dance, and this ostrich stopped eating because he was like, "This guy's a
friggin' weird. Do a little hat dance? Come on.
He's like, I've seen a bunch of weirdos in my day.
No, you still
Ooh, yeah. Oh yeah, you like the hat dance?
And here they come to being
Worst way
stupid.
to lose my fingers.
Give it a shot. They'll
Yeah.
go for it. More than likely.
What in the world is wrong with you, Blake?
You can have
Why the fuck would you do that? It's so fucking stupid.
What are you doing? It's kind of fun.
You're insane.
No! I actually grew up with a Red Lord Amazon parrot and a couple of cockatiels. So I understand
So
birds.
you're one with the birds.
Yeah.
Put your shirts back on.
Thank you for having us out here.
You're welcome, guys.
We're going to continue our tour of Greater Solvang.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you what, I'm coming back here. Let's go ravage that gift shop.
As the mayor said, Solvang is home to a handful of absolutely stunning windmills. Windmills so goddamn breathtaking, they'll knock you flat on your ass. And what better way to see these giant wooden...
They look like baby Jeeps, right? They're like mini Jeeps.
Here we go.
Whoa, that is okay. That's insanely
Is it
smooth.
groovy,
That's
baby?
smooth like butter. Like butter.
So we're gonna go on a greater windmill tour, and basically we're gonna see 5 windmills. It's time for 2 monks in a bloke. No, sorry, I did that wrong. Time for two blokes in a bloke.
I tell you, as soon as I strapped in here, I'm never getting out of this car.
No? You're gonna be buried in this thing?
You're gonna have to yank me out of this bad boy with the jaws of life.
At least he didn't get at Paul's Pancake House, because that place is always crowded.
Like to live in a small town,
I love
man.
it. I love it. Did you see how he pretended like?
Nope. And they just passed the Yule House, which I personally hate.
How it works in a small town.
Oh, Hidden Wings has a little garden right there.
Scenic as hell!
I was just about to say scenic as hell.
dude!
Yeah, that's good stuff.
That's what they should put
And you see that you saw that building that was like Spanish inspired. That's because of Mission Santa Ynez.
Go off into these little quiet areas where no cars can go.
They are in a residential neighborhood.
Still my beating heart. It is our first windmill.
That's breathtaking.
I think I may have been there
A friggin' beaut. Holy friggin'
to
moly.
make grain, to mill grain,
To inspire awe.
and make flour, which is what you need for making apple skewers.
Yeah.
But now it's just fun to look
That's
at.
fun to look at.
Yeah.
Onward!
Oh man.
Well, I want to sing the theme song. Sing it with me.
What's up, dude? Citizen of Solvang, how's it going? Hello.
That windmill has a little glass store in there. That is now a children's store.
Windmill, 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 windmill.
Windmill number.
Oh,
I could go for one more.
Well, me too. Do you think that's on the dock?
oh, that's a cool looking car.
I think so.
Oh, color me excited then. Shut up, it's Windmill 5.
Windmill 5! Wow. I feel like a different person. It truly feels like
Okay, so it looks like they were right by the library.
wonderful things to do here. Hey, it's the Little Mermaid. Good to see her again. Oh, there's Hans again.
With his big hat and his big nose.
Now there's that beautiful bakery.
I'll try and put some links down in the description of some stores you should check out in Solvang.
Legs, but sort of sexy dinosaur legs. I have never, frankly, been the mayor of a city, but I feel like this may be the one.
I think that brings us to the end of our journey.
I think we should.
I prefer Coca-Cola.
A little wine. It's wine time.
That sounds good.
Yeah.
You gonna wine me and dine me?
No, I'm trying to wine and dine myself, baby.
Oh, I could get down on that.
And word of the day in Solvang, and why at a windmill, of course, but one that also serves booze. Let's raise a glass and wrap this up, huh? What a fun season it's been.
Well, no better way to wrap up a day in Solvang than with.
You should also check out the farmers market on Copenhagen Street on Wednesdays, starting at like 2:30.
This weird, wonderful experience for you,
I gotta say, it was weird,
but
and it was wonderful.
it's tipping a little more toward wonderful in my book. If you had to pick one experience out of Solvang that says, "Hey, what a town! What's it gonna be?"
I think I got moke fever.
Mokin' not bad.
Mokin's good.
Mokin's
Just a
good.
couple mokers and a jokers.
I'm a pastry man now.
That's what you're putting on the brochure?
Yeah, I'll tell you, my blood is mostly
whipped cream at this point, and I am not complaining. This wine might loosen it up a little.
Well, that's good, and that's why we're here.
Yeah. Well, here's to Solvang. Frankly, the greatest town in the world as far as I'm concerned.
You know what? I'm gonna move here, and I'm gonna do everything I can to become mayor. And Ryan's right there. I'm coming for you, Ryan.
You can't say you're going to be the mayor in front of the mayor.
Well, I just did, buddy. Oh, I saw you there. I made sure you heard that one, buddy. I'm coming for you. There could only be one Ryan in this town. And it's
boy.
me.
Oh, boy.
You know what? Why don't we cheers to another adventure with my big best pal? How about that, buddy?
Yeah, let's do that. Cheers.
Okay, so I will see you guys in my next reaction, and I hope you do enjoy Solvang, but keep in mind that there is hella bad traffic, because there's only the 246 that goes through town, and it's just the one street going one way and the other way, there's a lot of jams. So keep that in mind if you